I'm now trying to unfold a chart, figure out where the hell I am. I've just let go of the stick. I know it's possible to fly with a paper foldy chart, but in an airplane like this, with the level of experience that I have, struggling with the stick here, nightmare. But I don't have to do that because I have an iPad.
High-tech navigation in a low-tech airplane. The Super Cub is quite a handful to learn how to fly, coming from a tricycle gear background. And now that I can fly it, I need to learn how to navigate in it.
So it's been my first time flying with my knee board, as I want to use my iPad. So I have tested the flap lever, sort of gets in the way, but only slightly. Only slightly. And stick is not too bad as far as getting in the way.
This is going to be the first time I've really thought about navigating in the Super Cub. So I'm trying to prepare myself in advance as much as I can, but I also want to put myself in a position to test my ability to think on my feet.
Alright, so it's going to be a left-hand circuit for runway 32 and Guelph. I'll do this again when I'm in the air just to practice. That girl back in there for now.
So my plan is to head to the local grass strip to warm up with some three-point landings, and then I'm going to do a simulated diversion to another local airport to practice navigating in this rudimentary stick and rudder plane, which is very demanding to fly.
Beautiful day, man. Alright, and seeing as I am planning to use my iPad today, I'm going to close this, which I've never done in flight before. Yeah.
Today's flight is all about testing myself and simulating various cross-country flying scenarios in the Super Cub before adding passengers into the mix.
Okay, so that was not easy, but it's doable. I guess I could have done that a lot slower to make my life easier. Cruising at 100 miles an hour instead of 80, which is what I'd be doing circuits at. But anyway, there's Charlie's Field.
I was inspired to do some clearing turns today just in case there was any Nordo traffic about.
Alright. As per usual, I'm going to do a precautionary. Let's get some flap in it. One notch. And Burlington traffic, Fox Kilo Oscar is at Charlie's Field. Just going to be doing circuits here for a while. And that's about a mile and a half west of the gravel pit, Burlington.
Charlie's Field is a great local resource that we're lucky to have access to. It's just close enough to be convenient, but it's far enough away that the winds are often different.
Crosswind again, eh?
The field has always been in great shape whenever I've been there, but you never want to assume. So I always do a precautionary whenever I go.
I have a crosswind favoring 3-2.
It's a good thing to practice. It gives me a chance to look at the runway condition, check the windsock, and see if the tractor is out cutting the grass or something. I'd come in from the north for this pass, so I needed to get myself turned around for the wind-favored runway.
Yeah. Kneeboard got in the way for that. So kneeboard definitely in the way for full flaps. Yeah, so if I had to go full aileron with that kneeboard, that is not awesome, but can't really get it much further back. But as long as I keep in mind, that will be an issue. Alright, I'm steep on purpose because of the washing machine effect here with these trees. Gonna hold it off and put it into a nice three-pointer. Lovely. Okay, flaps at 1. Alright, so just remember that going full flaps does cause me a problem with my kneeboard, but I need my iPad for this flight, so I'm keeping it handy.
The biggest takeaway for me from this flight was confirming that cockpit organization is quite a challenge in an airplane like this. Now I'm looking to start training in Warbirds and other airplanes that have similarly ridiculous cockpits where there's literally nowhere to put anything. And loose objects are very dangerous in airplanes like this. If you drop something, it can go all the way back to the tail and jam the elevator or something. So my water bottle sitting back there on the seat behind me is not awesome. I know that, but I really had nowhere to put it for this flight. So I'm definitely looking to get a flight suit. My buddy Aaron has a great one, so I ordered one just like it. And it's got pockets down by the legs there where you can fit a water bottle, and there's just pockets everywhere so you can keep everything safe and stowed, and I finally understand the point of a flight suit.
Alright. And Burlington traffic, it's Fox Kilo Oscar just overhead Carlisle heading towards Guelph for 2,000 feet. Burlington. Let's trim for level flight. Alright. Okay, let's pretend I need to divert to Guelph. Oh dear. Luckily, I have a handy dandy iPad with me. Let's pull it out, boom. Unlock it. I happen to know where Guelph is, so I'm already heading that way, but let's pretend I didn't. So just off of Charlie's Field, just pretend I'm diverting to Guelph. Find it on the chart. Happen to be heading straight for it, but anyway. So first of all, you know, to calculate a diversion, you want to figure out your distance and your heading and all that good stuff. And with ForeFlight, you just put 2 fingers on the map, you instantly get your distance, heading, and your time, all that good information instantly. There's no messing around with a pencil and a paper. It's awesome. A little bit tricky to go hands off even for a second in this airplane. I want to get my info. So I go more details. CFS. Looking at the CFS page instantly. 3 clicks. I can find out the frequency for Unicom is 1230. The elevation is 1100 feet, so the circuit will be 21 unless otherwise here, which it does not. I don't see any notations about preferred circuit direction, so it'll be a left circuit for the favored runway. So I will get there and figure that out. Direct to, boom. That simple. Pretty awesome. ETA in 11 nautical miles, 8 minutes. I mean, wow. That is awesome in an airplane like this. I did not have to be hands off for very long. That destroys using a paper chart. Now if I needed to pull my chart out old school style, let's just pretend I have to do that. I've just let go of the stick. I'm now trying to unfold a chart. Figure out where the hell I am. I'm actually surprised the airplane is sort of staying level. And now it's not, so now I have to get back on it.
Like the traffic, kilo, you're clear of runway 27.
Of course, there's a weird crease. Alright, here's where I am. Roughly. See that lake. I know the area, how to refold it. Now, if I had to pull out a pencil, I'd be looking for a compass rose to get my... struggling with the stick here. Looking for a compass rose to get my heading. And try to guess that based on looking at that lake, and I can tell where I am roughly, so I'm sort of heading northwest-ish. Now, I don't have a heading indicator in this airplane, so I got my whiskey compass, or whatever you call it, floating here with a pretty floaty, rough idea.
And in case you're wondering exactly what I was doing with that pencil, I've got 5-mile markings on it, and I use it against a compass rose to kind of get the rough heading, and then measure it and do the rest of the math, which in this case, I didn't even finish doing.
Anyway, nightmare. I mean, I know it's possible, but I would definitely be somewhat stressed if I had to do that right now. But I don't, because I have an iPad. I kind of fooled myself initially thinking I didn't want to spoil myself and use it primarily, but as soon as you start using it, how can you go back?
I did my training way before this stuff existed, so there's been this subconscious feeling that using these tools has been like cheating somehow.
But in an airplane like this, with the level of experience that I have, if I suddenly had to be dealing with a paper foldy chart, I have to admit it would not be fun. But anyway, I still would carry paper charts for backup. My wife got me an iPad mini for Christmas 2 years ago, and the first thing I did was put ForeFlight on it. And that was way before flight chops even existed.
Anyway, let's get to Guelph and do a wheel landing, which is significantly different than the 3-pointer we just did back at Charlie's Field. I've got videos covering this stuff in a lot of detail, so please check the description for some links.
Based on what I was doing at Charlie's, the wind was favoring 3-2, although it sort of switched. I'm going to switch over to Guelph's frequency now. And Guelph traffic, it's Fox Kilo Oscar is Piper Super Cub about 5 miles to the south, heading inbound landing. Guelph.
12 traffic, Yankee India Oscar, short final, 3-2, full stop.
And that confirmed what I thought, 3-2.
And that also confirms that the "any traffic in the area, please advise" call is redundant. That's definitely a pet peeve of mine. Shouldn't use it. Anybody that's listening should respond to your call with the applicable position report of their own, so you shouldn't need to ask for it.
Alright, so left circuit on 3-2, and this will be the dead side, so cross midfield, confirm the windsock, and land on 3-2. It'll be a wheel landing with 1 notch of flaps. I'm going to do my downwind check now so I don't forget about it. timer wasn't locked. Wow, that's cool. Never seen that before, but I twist it each time I check it, so I guess I gotta make sure I don't get it into the detent. And master's on. So that's why it's cool to actually touch it, check it, and know it is where you think it's supposed to be, because I found myself doing that with things like the mixture where you've leaned out and then you just say rich, but you don't actually push it in, and that's not awesome.
12 traffic, Yankee India Oscar, down and clear, 3-2.
And Guelph traffic, Fox Kilo Oscar is a Piper Super Cub. We're just about 2 miles to the southeast. We're crossing overhead midfield to join the mid-left downwind, runway 32, Guelph. Alright, so I've done my downwind check. Gonna get this paper chart tucked in a little. Plug it back into its spot, not drop the iPad, not lose control of the airplane. Get the center line here, come on now. Stuff it. Stuff it, yes. Stuff it until the tail comes down on its own. And the tail's down. If I had time, it'd be nice to stop for lunch, but I don't. Rich, cold, both locked on. And Guelph traffic, Fox Kilo Oscar is taxiing to position runway 32 for immediate departure in Guelph. Nobody's on final, nobody's on base, nobody's here at all, really. Okay, I'm gonna line up, I'm gonna confirm with my compass that it's the runway I think it is. Why does that still say west? It's just taking a... what the hell, really? That is not a very accurate compass, is it? Anyway, this is the runway I just landed on. Alright, here we go.
And that's another reason why I'm glad to have a tool like the iPad to use for primary navigation in an airplane like the Super Cub. After departing the circuit in Guelph, I got ForeFlight programmed for my return trip home, and had a smooth flight back. For more information about Flight Chops, please check out my Patreon campaign. It's going really well, and it's helping me get a new episode out every second Friday. And of course, keep your flight chops sharp.
Yes, you can do it. Yes, you need to know how to do it on paper. But let's be honest, it sucks. Who doesn't use a calculator for math in real life anymore? Nobody. So why would you do longhand division on paper with a pencil? You wouldn't.